I've been trying to configure this field for an hour, but this CRM sucks. Maybe it's time to stand up to these slow, archaic CRMs. We deserve a CRM that doesn't take forever to create a report. We need a CRM we won't hate, and that will actually help us work faster. And should we find such a CRM, our work will be known as efficient, faster, and better.
Dan, why don't you just switch to Monday CRM? My team uses it, is doing everything way faster. From creating real-time dashboards to sending mass emails, creating quotes and invoices, and building custom pipelines, you name it. Just start with the free trial to see how you can speed up your sales cycle with Monday CRM.
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story instead of following a laid-out path. Explore a vast open world. Everything you do has an impact on Albion's player-driven economy. Every piece of equipment is crafted by players from resources gathered by players. The equipment you wear defines who you are. Switching from knight to magician is as easy as swapping your armor and weapon, or be a combination of the two. Venture deep inside dungeons on your own or with a group of companions. Explore realms beyond Albion, teeming with treasures and resources. But beware of dangers lurking in the shadows.
Alright, now I got the camera working somehow. Let me just turn down the music a bit. Alright, welcome, welcome. Just gonna settle in for a second. Alright, welcome. Sunday evening it is, I guess. My name is Oliver. Hey Francie, glad you can join. So today I am just gonna do a little student stream where I'm just gonna practice texturing in Blender and do it as I would do in the bootcamp that I'm gonna be in charge of from Wednesday in 2 weeks. So basically this is just to test everything works alright and I don't have these kind of camera issues and stuff. So feel free to follow along and write in the chat if you have any questions or anything you want to share. Whatever comes to your mind, I'll be looking over all the time. But yeah, if you have never been in Blender before, let me know. Give me a little hand if it's your first time. It is not my first time, so I'm gonna give a laughing smiley instead. Right. So if you are not new to 3D or Blender, give a happy smiley. If it's your first time, say hi. Alright, so what we're gonna be doing today is, as I said, texturing. Because I'm gonna do different bootcamps. I'm gonna do modeling week 1, texturing week 2, sculpting week 3, and animation in week 4. Today we're gonna practice texturing. So first off, I want you guys to have the file that we're gonna use. And I will just get the link right here. Alright. In the chat, I will send a link to WeTransfer. Go in and download. And you will receive the Blender file with the blade that we're gonna work on. And I will also send you the reference. This you can download yourself. One second. And here is the reference for the paint we're gonna go for. We're gonna try a few different things, so no stress. So just make sure you download these, and then we can slowly get into Blender. So I'll just open up 1 second. There we go. I have a little screen down here, that's why I'm looking down. Let me go to 3D. Awesome. Uh-oh. And now it's not working. Okay, 1 second. I got a problem with my camera. 3D, why is it not giving the camera? I think I got it. Let me try. Let me try this one. There we go, and I'll put myself down here. I want to look at my entire face. There we go, nice. Okay, now that that's fixed, we're ready for Blender. Okay, so open up Blender. This is what you'll meet. Usually when I do the modeling, I will go through a lot of features in Blender. But today we're going to do texturing, so I will just do the most basic stuff that you need to move around, and then ask me if there's anything else you need or you get confused or something. But if you look down here at the left corner of my screen, you will see that there's a little gizmo mouse thingy. So you'll be able to see everything that I click. So left click, middle mouse, W, etc. So just pay attention down here when I'm clicking if you're not confused how I am doing what I'm doing. So first off, we want to navigate in Blender. So if you hold middle mouse button, it's a little scroll wheel, you will rotate around whatever you're focused on. If you hold shift and middle mouse, you will pan around. And if you hold control middle mouse, you will zoom in and out. Or if you scroll, you'll zoom in and out. So those are the three to move around. Next up, to move an object, we're not going to use that much. You can either click up here, the gizmos, so you can move it, rotate, or scale. We're not going to use that today, not really. Yeah, and if you click N, you'll be able to see your what is happening to your object. So if let's say I move it here, you can see that it moves up here, and you can just set it back to 0 if you need. All right. So and let me know if it goes too fast or I need to repeat anything. I'll just do that. No worries. Next up, we want to open up the file we have. So go to Open, don't save. And if you download the file, you should have the thing called Illidan Blade Blend. So open up that thing and you will have this. And I already downloaded a reference. We're not going to use that, so we can just delete that. Delete with the delete key, super simple. So we have this thing and we want to apply our own reference. So to add something, Shift A, and we want to upload an image, a reference, and I just called it Illidan Blade Ref New. Just download it and call whatever you want from the thing I sent you. And I need to move it, so I'll click G to move, and I'll click Z in this instance to move it a bit back so I can see it. We basically just need to have it somewhere where it's visible, because we just want to use it. Hey there. We just want to have something to follow. It's gonna be a bit loose today, because it's texturing, it's artsy. We just want to have fun with it. No need to be too uptight. So I'll just wait for you guys to get the file open and download and insert the reference. Let's get some water. All right. So if you are in this mode, the viewport shading solid mode, your blade will look like this. If you're in the material preview, it will show up with some materials because I already added them. So you can just go and click that one already, and we want to delete this. You can see if you don't have this tab open, you just go to the little red material icon. Up here it's called blade, and we want to delete that. So just click the minus, and this we want to delete too. So we have a clean slate, right? So we need to apply some materials. So in the material tab, you'll come up here. If you click on this, you can see which ones are already made. They're right here. You see I named them as well because it gets very messy if you just add new materials here. It's just called material, and if you have 5 of those, you are not gonna know whatever you made. So right away I will call this handle, and it's gonna call it handle 001, and we know this is the one we're gonna use. And down here you have different options. So base color makes pretty much sense. It will change the color you want to use. So it can be like this very girly pink, purple thingy. Can also go for something gray if you slide this one, the value. In our case, we want something that's gold, so we want high value, and we want to hit like this. There's a bit orange in the reference, so we're gonna go with something orange. And then we got these sliders down here. It's basically what they do is they represent what materials are constructed of in real life as best as possible. So if something is metallic, like a pipe or whatever it might be, you could slide this to make it more or less metallic. In the case of metallic, you should know that everything is almost always either fully metallic or not metallic at all. Metal is not a material that usually merge with something. So in this case, this is metallic, so we want to make it metallic. It gets like a little shine to it. What controls the shine though is the roughness. So if we have something like my mouse pad here, it's very rough, so it does not shine that much. On the other hand, if we take the lamp here, it's much less rough, so it will shine more, have more reflection. This thing looks semi rough, so I'll just decrease the roughness a little bit, see how it looks. See, if I go all the way down, it's gonna be super shiny. It's a bit much maybe. All the way, it's gonna look super dull. So normal materials in the real world are around 6 to 7 in 0.6 to 0.7. But with the case of metallic, we might want to go a bit lower, like this. Alright, don't worry about everything else. We got transmission, that is basically how is it glass or not. Stuff like, we're not going to use that today. Next up, we want to make the blade. So, new material, call it blade. Automatically it's blade 001 because we already have a blade. And I'm gonna make that a green hue, like a dark green rather. It's a bit dark, like this. It's metallic, and it's kind of rough. It's kind of not rough, sorry. Something like this. And don't worry, that doesn't look exactly like it. It's also the lighting that's hitting it that's changing in the look. So if I take this light, click G, and I click Y, and move it closer. It's not actually doing anything. If I go up here, yeah, now you can see it better. I just changed it to a rendering view, and now you can really see that the color is different than this. This is just a lot lighter for the program to run. Move it down. Yeah. So don't worry, that doesn't look exactly like it should. Okay, now that we've gotten this far, we have some materials. It's perfect. We're done. If you feel like you're done now, 3D is not for you. We're just getting started, don't worry. I'll show why we need to do what we're about to do. It's called UV unwrapping. Just show you guys something. Let me show you. All right. So this is the perfect example of what UV mapping is. So basically you take the model you have and you spread it out over a 2D square. So as you see, this little chocolate Santa, looks like this when he's wrapped. When you unwrap it, it's actually a perfect square that that has been made so it will fold perfectly around the chocolate. And that's basically what UVing is. You want to make sure that when you apply UVs or make UVs, that they fit whatever you paint. Or when you paint on the UVs, they will go and be applied on the model. It sounds a bit confusing. I didn't understand it at all the first long time. It's a lot easier if I show you guys how it looks. So, I already did unwrap this, so it's a bit of cheating. But if you go into UV editing, you will see that it has something over here. And if I click this, you'll see that it will correspond to something. Well, it will correspond to a face here. If you do not show up that you can click on these, just click tab to go into edit mode, or click up here to go into edit mode, and you can then click these. You can see now I just selected all of this and it will be selected over here. The reason why it's cut like it is because I have made cuts here. So basically I've chosen where to open up and split this mesh or this object apart to make it easier for me to paint it. You could also just click A to select everything and U, and then unwrap Smart UV Protect. And we'll just unwrap. And it will then unwrap for you. Okay. And then when you unwrap it, you can paint on it. But you need to unwrap it before you can do that, otherwise it's not gonna work. Let me just try something actually. Unwrap, angle based. Oh, it's the same. Okay. So to show you what it's doing, I will go into texture paint up here. Right now it's just pink because we haven't applied anything. So we want to create a new texture. You do that up here. So click on the little plus. We're just going to add a base color. And this is fine, sure. We want, according to reference, something like this. It's fine. Oh, base color, there we go, add. And you see it's orange. But now I can paint. And you see that it's corresponding, oh, this is the backside, to this thing. So if I paint on the side here, it's on both sides, that's why it's not showing up necessarily. So paint here, and I paint on the front, I paint here, I paint on the side, because that's where I've cut it, or that's where it's being projected. So you can also paint here, and you'll see it shows up in the UV UDIM. Okay, so you can basically paint wherever you want. It's not that important. It's just whatever works for you or whatever makes sense. So if I really want to hit the line here, I can try to hit it ever so slightly, but I might accidentally hit something else. So maybe I'll do this instead, and I'll be sure I hit a straight line. That can also look a bit weird, so maybe you want to apply some paint after, over here. Again, the world is your oyster. You do as you like. I like to do a mix, but usually I paint on whatever I have. So this is the basics. So let's say we wanted to paint this guy, and we wanted to make it a bit more yellow. Up here, I can select the color I want. I'll just make sure it's not black. And I'll make it, that's very yellow, maybe a bit more orangey. And let's say I want to paint here. That might be a bit much. And by the way, I control C to undo whatever. You're going to use that a lot if you like hit something accidentally like this. Control C it and you'll go back. I might go a bit more orangey. Yeah, let's start with this. So I'll just paint this whole thing first. There we go. And actually, I think I want everything to be this color, so I can flood it. I don't remember how I do that. There is a shortcut for flooding everything, but you can also just click F to scale the brush, and you can just paint everything. Oh, it's here. Okay, just found it. So here, fill. Yeah, and you click, and it's filled. And go back to brush. Okay, so I'm actually gonna use my pen. It's a lot easier, and this way I can apply pressure to when I'm painting, which basically means, I'll show you what it means. So if I paint very, very lightly, it's gonna be very small. If I push hard, it's gonna be big. So basically this allows me to have more control when I'm doing texturing or when I'm painting in general. You can do it with the mouse. It's just harder. So, but totally fine for now. We're not going for the perfect texture today. I'm also gonna lower the strength because right now it's painting full value, and we don't want that in this. Well, you want it sometimes, but it's easier to just paint over the same place several times than accidentally like ruining everything with one stroke. So hold Shift F and you can drag it. You can see it gets less intense. I think I'm gonna go for 0.3. And you can switch between two colors by clicking X. You see up here, it switches. And I think I'm gonna use the eyedropper here to get the same color. And I'm gonna make it a bit more dark by dragging the slider. So if I paint now, it's gonna be darker. You see it here. So what I'm gonna go for is I wanna try to just, with textures, to make this little star here. I'm gonna go into 3, which is the orthographic mode. And I think I'm gonna, I'm gonna click on this and I will move it down a bit and I'll go back in texture paint. Yes, okay, now I can see a bit more. So I'm gonna hold F to decrease my brush, and then I'll just try and paint something. And this is very tricky. I'm very focused rather. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can probably do this a lot more precise with other tools, but today we're just gonna play around with it. So like this. I'm just gonna, because I chose a less strong brush, I'm just gonna what's it called, paint it over a few times like this. And if you want to delete it, you can actually just switch to the other brush and paint. And you can of course up the strength if you want to paint a little bit harder. Click X to switch back and you can try again. This is much better, right? All right, this is not the best, to be honest, but it's fine. I'm not the very artsy type. I'm just gonna show you guys like how you can use this, and then if you're a lot better than I, you can actually make it look good, right? There we go. Just gonna try and make it a bit less. I'm actually making it a bit smaller, like this, and I'm gonna add like little lines. Make it look a bit cooler, hopefully. Instead of this childish drawing. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so that's one way to create something. Of course, it's looking very bland because it's just a color, and this is an actual height map, so to speak. So if you wanted to make that, you would have to make a normal map or a height map, which is a whole other thing. But for now, let's just say this is what we want. This is how it's gonna look. Then I will go back into layout. I'll click on the blade, go into UV editing, and as you'll find it's already UV'd for you. If you click A, U and unwrap, and Smart UV Protect, you'll unwrap it again. I'll just keep it as is for now because it's I like how it's unwrapped. So I'll go into texture paint, texture slots, make a new one. See, here is what I talked about for normal map and displacement. So this way you could actually create that height on object, which we're not going to do right now. We just want to paint it. So base color, we want the same green, yes please. You can change the resolution of your textures, basically meaning the higher the resolution, as if you're watching this video, you can change if it's 1K or 720 or whatever. But you might think, oh, I'll just go 8K right away. I'll just go crazy. The problem is that it's also a lot heavier to render or to use in any scene. So if you just have one object that's your main, fine, do that. By any means, it's gonna look better. But if you have 100 different objects and they're all 8K, your scene is not gonna be able to run. It's gonna be so heavy. So I'm just gonna go with 1K for now. That's fine for this kind of object. So we add, and we got this thing. And right off the bat, I think I want to accentuate the edge here. No, actually, I think I want to make the edge of the blade a bit lighter. So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna color pick this, and I will decrease the value. And that might be a bit much. So this is more about the feel of it, I guess. Okay, so next up, we don't want to paint here because then it's very hard to hit. So right now I want to hit the blade, this one. Click F to increase. I'll just paint. See, it doesn't matter where I hit it. Over here, everything is gonna be colored, basically. I want to zoom in here. Make sure I only hit what I want. Nice. This is looking a lot better than the ugly star I made. We might want to redo that. This is about learning it though, so it doesn't really matter how good it's gonna look. It's about practicing. There we go. Okay, this is looking pretty cool, I think. We also want the back sides, so I'm just gonna do the other side too. There we go. And over here. You see, I'm on purpose not drawing here, then I'm hitting the top part. I might want to do something else there, so I'm gonna wait a bit with that. Oh. Yeah, and again I'm gonna create a different one up here. 1 second. I'll click and I'll color pick and I'll click this one. Click X to switch, and then I can paint back here to remove a bit. That was too much. There we go. Okay, it's looking nice. Maybe I want the same up here. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Actually, I changed my mind. The good thing about having this UV thing is they can just keep changing it. You can do whatever you want with it. Let me see. And if you think, okay, now I will make another color, you just do that. But that's why you kind of want to make your own UVs. We don't have time to do that today, but the better they are, the nicer it's gonna look, basically, right? Okay, I think I want to add some darkness to the corner. So I will change the strength very low, like 0.1. And then I'm gonna paint right here, just to make this. No, I think I wanna add it actually on the middle of the blade itself. So let me see, which one is the front? I can't see which one I'm drawing on. Let me see. It's this one. Okay. So I want to hit the edge of it just ever so slightly like this. Notice my strength is quite low. So I'm not drawing too harshly on it. There we go. And because that I don't have full strength, every time I run it over, it's gonna increase the strength, basically, right? So if I do it several times, it's gonna be full strength. But this also creates this little layered effect down here, which is kind of cool, actually. So I'm just gonna, give this painted look. If you ever watched Arcane, that's actually a lot of how they did it. They just did a lot of colors upon colors in layers, right? Which really gives it the painted look, and it's looking really, really cool if you do it right. If you don't, it's gonna look like it's a child that has been painting your things, basically. So this can be cute, right? But maybe it's not what you're going for. So right now I'm getting this look here, like it, just to make it a bit more interesting. You can also go for a very sharp line if you want. Let's do this. Let's decrease the radius all the way down. And let's make this black, just to show you guys. And then I'm gonna zoom in, so I'm sure I'm hitting the edge, and you can do. You see it's a bit pixelated here because we're zoomed in, and it's only 1K. If it was higher quality, it would be less pixelated, but it doesn't really matter here. I'm gonna draw, and you see I'm getting this black line here. I don't know if I want that, but it's nice to know that you can do this, right? I think I'll just roll with it and see how it goes. Like this. Oh, that was too far. Move here. All right. Nice. And on the other side too. So I'm just gonna go all the way around, and you can do whatever you want to do with this. There's no what's it called? One way to do it. Again, I'm not a very artsy person, so I usually don't do a lot of texturing. I do the necessary ones, but if you have a very good idea and you know how to do it, you can just have fun with it, play around with it. Awesome. There we go. Almost done with this detail here. Just gonna get the last edge. too much. And even with the pen, it can still be quite tricky, right? Okay, nice. Oh, here it's a bit too much, right? I'll just click this. Color picker. Because now I can control C it. It's obviously too late, so I'll just pick the same color as there was from the start, and I'll delete like this, and I'll make it again. There we go, that's better. And then I can decrease the strength. Just make it ever so slightly darker here. There we go. Nice. Alright, okay. So this is a way to do it. If you want to change the color, you can do that. If you want it more, maybe you want it more this color, just do this. Maybe this is more if you have it more teal. Could look pretty cool, right? Something like this. More glowy. But again, it's a personal choice. You can do whatever you want with it. It's kind of nice. Maybe I'll do this a bit, just to give it some variation. But what I want to show you guys next is how to apply a texture that you either you can make yourself, but you can also download it from the internet, which we're going to do in this case, to give it some more realistic look. This is obviously a very stylized, very painted way of doing it. I'm just gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna show you the other way, and that's how you're gonna make these this height and this depth look to an item. And we can also combine it. I don't know how well that's gonna look, but well, we can do whatever we want. Yeah, it all depends on what are you going for in your project. Do you want a realistic project where everything looks like it's from the real world? Well, don't paint like this, then it's not gonna look good, right? Maybe you want to apply real textures. If you want something that looks like it's from Arcane, maybe this is the way to go. There you go, this is fine. Boom. It's looking super weird now because of the colors, but just showing. Okay, so next up I'm gonna... there's a lot of different websites. I usually use this called Copenhagen. It can also be Polygon, HDR. It can be anything. In here, you go to it's called Copenhagen. You see up here. Go to Assets, HDRIs. Oh, sorry, textures. Of course, we want a texture. And go to Metal. And you got these different options. Again, different websites, different options, of course, right? These are the ones that are here. If we go to Polygon, it's another website. Let's see what they have. Now we're just browsing, and we want something metal. The same kind of things. And again, these are very realistic, of course. And maybe we don't like the color, but let me check one more thing. Maybe marble. This is tiled. I don't want that. Do they have one that's not tiled? No. Ew. Damn. What do you want of that? Oh, there we go. Yes. This is looking cool. Okay. So I'm just gonna... Oh, okay. They're not all free. 1 second. Maybe I should check the free one. This one is free. Perfect. We'll do this. Okay, in this case we want an account. We don't want that. We'll just... Okay, never mind. Back to this. Sorry about that. I don't want to spend time on that right now. Let's just take... Which one do I like the most? Let's take this rusty metal, actually. It's looking good. I just choose 2K. It's not going to be too much. And download. Open it up. Just opening up in my file. And extracting. Extract. And I will have these. So, in order for us to use these, we want to go into our not material, our shader. So if you click up here on shading, you'll see we open this tab, and this is actually our blade material that we made earlier, and this base color is what we made when we painted before. So if you can't see it, you can just click here. If I then I can cut it off, control right click, you'll see it will remove the paint I made. Aha. So what we want to do is we want to get everything in that we just downloaded, and we want to apply it to this node here. Nodes can be kind of tricky and confusing, so we're just gonna go like very simple with it. We're not gonna go into detail. So take your textures here. We want the metal, the normal, and the roughness for stock. We don't want the base color because that was the ugly rust. We don't want that. And displacement, we'll get to it later because that's a bit tricky. So we got metal, we got the normal. It just says nor GL, but that is basically normal map, and roughness. So pretty easy. What you're gonna do is you're gonna just take the color here, or the alpha. Which one is it? Let's try both. I can't remember which one it is. The one. Let's try the alpha. Maybe it doesn't matter. The roughness will take the alpha. Basically, it matters which one it is. Like, is it a color, or is it a mask, basically? And how you can see the difference if you go into the roughness here. Let me just show you guys. This is just black and white. This has no color, so you don't want to use the color. If we open up the diffuse, which means color, you can see it has color to it. So that's what's gonna tell you which one to use. It's not always easy to figure out, but in this case we'll do like this. So lastly, we have the normal map. You can see here the color on the color thingy is yellow, and up here it's blue, which basically means that it's not the right one. That's also why you may know that it is the alpha that's supposed to be plugged in here. So what do we do? This is not gonna work. You see, nothing changes. Oh. What we want to do is we want to add a translate node. In this case, a normal map. So Shift A, search normal, and we click the normal map. Put here. So you see this one is yellow, and this one is blue. And you see up here we're getting this. This is nice. We got some variation in it, and we can decrease the strength, or we can increase it if we want it to be really, really cool. In this case, I just want ever so slightly, just a tiny bit. Nice. Okay. Let me just check something. Just to see if we can play around with it. Yes. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to download a normal map for the star. I would just want to show you guys, because if you click this one, we also have the same kind of node. It's just called handle. And if I go to my downloads, I drag in a normal I just downloaded. Let's see if it works. I will shift A, normal map, and put in. And it's actually doing something. It's right now it's not in the correct position, and that's basically something to do with the way the UVs are. Let me see. Go to UV editing. Yeah, so the star is filling the whole thing, which is not what we want. So let me see if I can. First I want to scale it. Oh. If I can, will it let me? 1 second. Just trying to figure out how do I change this. Well, if I can't change this, I can always change the UVs. I can basically L for linked. I could move this. Oh, let me just put this in. You see, it's gonna move where the star is. Obviously, it's not very smart in our case because we already painted on it. So that's not what we want to do. I'd rather have. I want to change the image resize. But if I can't, if I don't know how to do that, it's fine. No, I don't. I don't know how to do that. Never mind. But that's basically how you would do it. So what we could do is we can move everything. We can take this, move in here. We can rotate it, and we can scale it up so it fits perfectly. Let's do it here. And we have a star. Nice, right? And then I would probably want to delete the paint I made. It's also not that good, so I actually don't mind it. So if we just delete this one, boom, and we just have a star. The problem here is all the other UVs are now just moved around and using the same. So it's not working exactly as we want, but that's basically the idea of it. What you want to do is you want to manipulate the UVs and make this fit. But yeah, I hope it makes sense. So let's go back to this one. If we want to change other things, we don't necessarily want this in this case, but I just want to show what it's all about. So we have something called subsurface. The best way to explain it actually is to use a lamp. Let me just go here. So if I have this lamp and I put my finger up here, then you can see kind of through my finger a little bit. And that is what subsurface is when light is hitting an object and like giving like a transparent light to it. Okay, so it can be anything. Usually it's with flesh or skin or something that you wanna add that extra fidelity effect, basically. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the chat. How can I make it glow in render? Yes, that's gonna be one of the next things. I'm gonna go through a few things and then we'll get to that. But the subsurface. if I increase that, where am I? Oh, I hope it's not crashing. Remember to save, guys. Oh yeah, that's Francesca writes. Ears are a place where you really can see it. You can't really see it on your belly maybe because it's not as thin, but ears, fingers, stuff like a nose as well, I guess. Okay, my blender is crashing, so I'll have to reopen it. That happens sometimes. That's a good reminder to save. Let me just fix that real quick. Blender. Good thing what we made wasn't that intricate. Boom. Blender. All right. I'll just very quickly apply material again. So we have the blade. I'm gonna make it green. It's probably if you're a bit behind and you're confused, you can see everything again. Texture pane, texture slots, add base color, add, go into shading, and then I would open my downloads, open my rusty metal, normal roughness, put them in here. Oh. They're not gonna. Why isn't that? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna reapply it. Alpha to metallic. The normal goes down here, and the roughness goes up here. If whatever thing you download from the internet has subsurface or emission, you could also just apply that. It will have like a node. In this case, we don't. Boom, we're back. So I was at subsurface. The reason why it got all wacky was because I used the slider. Subsurface is really heavy, so be careful with it. It's yeah, it can be quite scary. If I just tap 0.1, it's gonna crash again. Wow, it really is. Okay, don't play with subsurface, I guess. Okay, there we go. It's so little you can't see it, but basically where it's thin, and if you put light, it would then be more transparent and have some light to it. Next up, we have a transmission. If something is transmissive, you're not gonna see it here. You're gonna see it in the render. Let me just try. It should get like see-through, actually, like transparent. Let me just check my render settings. Use the GPU. So I can't really see a difference for some reason. Maybe it's because of the color that is here. Maybe not. Oh well. Just know that that's what it do. I don't know why it's not working. Now we're going to the thing you asked about. How can I make it glow? Emission. Let's pick a different green color, like more of a teal. And let's give this bad boy. Oh, that was a lot. Let's put it to 1. And you'll see it will now be like glowing with this color. I think, yeah. So if we don't want the whole thing to glow, I'll probably apply like an alpha to it. I don't know if this will work. Let me just see. Is it working? Ah. Let me see. Nah, it's not. But basically, if you could mask it a bit, make your own mask to it, it will look a lot cooler. But yeah, emission is a thing. I use it a lot. It's just about applying it in the right amount. I can also make it glow red. It's cool, right? But play with these when you texture, add different texture maps. That's really what it's about. Now it's crashed several times, so I'm a bit annoyed by that. But what I would do is, if I were to make this cool, I would apply a gold material to this one, and I will put these maps in. Let me just find them again. Put these guys in here. Put this here and this one here in roughness, and the normal map. Oh, that's what click around. Here at CADA we usually use Maya, so if I click something wrong, that's the reason. I have other hotkeys in my fingers. So bear with me, please. All right. Make it a bit more gold. Ryan Fancy, it just hit me. Input a mapping node. It's under input. You should work the timing. Let me try. Oh, wrong hotkey. Oh yeah, that could be actually. We can try it. Let me try. Just got a little tip how to maybe change the tiling. Uh-oh. Don't want to open it. So let's say I want to put this in the normal. There we go, get this out. Let me put this in the normal map. Right there, and this in the scale. This up here. And I might want to go to texture. Look, there it is. If I then scale it. No, that didn't do anything for me. Sadly. Yeah. Texture. No, it's not really doing it for me. Sadly. Thank you for the try though. At least I can get it to work. So we're gonna drop that. Yeah, but I can't change it once I plug it in, so it's not gonna work, sadly. Never mind. Let us... Actually, I don't like the metalness this is giving me, so I'm just gonna delete this, and I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna... Yes, that's what I want. So, just want the normal map here to add this little thing. I want to go into these guys. I'm going to do the same. I just want the normal map. I want to be able to manipulate the rest myself. I don't want emission. Or maybe I want like a 0.1. Just ever so slightly. And next up, because I want to change the base color. I want to make it a bit more like this. And next up, I want to add a new material. So in texture paint, I will make one and I will call it blade middle color. I'll make this the same gold. Let me just see, because I want to mask it. Why did I do that? 1 second. Oh, that's not how you do it. So what I could have done is I could have cut off the blade, so I have the edge by itself. There's another way to do it. I don't know. Again, I'm not in Blender that much, so it's not doing exactly as I want to. But basically, I want this to be a different color than this. Let me think a minute. Can I make a multiply? Let me go into this one, texture paint. Yeah, so what I could do is I can just paint it by myself here. Texture paint. Get the gold. And then I'll just... Oh, where'd it go? No, I can't paint. Texture, image editor, that's not what we want. Where is it? UV? No? Where is it messing with me now? I have a nut. Shader? No. Texture node? No. I want this texture paint over here, and I don't know why I can't see it. For some reason it's messing with me here. And this is very weird. I'm sorry about this, guys. I guess I will change this to the viewport. Oh well, never mind. I'll just paint it as is. We'll look what we got. Let me just paint it here. Make it smaller. Just quickly make this a little bit more golden. Okay, and I'm just gonna do just a slight bit for now, and then I'm gonna check it how it looks. Yeah, that's what I want, right? So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna finish up here, and it's annoying that it crashed, but that's what happens. So remember to save, guys. I still haven't done it actually, which is very bad of me. Apply these two. Actually, not this one. And this is the reason I'm struggling a bit is I really wanted my UV and painting them, because then I could just actually go crazy. I didn't have to be this meticulous. But I honestly don't know where it went. I guess I'll figure that out after. If you guys know, you can let me know. This has not happened to me before, so yeah, we will just wing it. No worries. Guess I'll just quickly fill up the majority, and then I'll go back to the corners. Get that far. Oopsie. And I have to be a bit careful here. There we go, there we go. There we go. Just finishing up. Doesn't have to be perfect here. It's just so we actually have a nice different look. Right now I'm rushing it a bit, so it's not gonna look super perfect. Hey there, welcome. You're very free to scroll back a bit through the stream if you want to see what it's about, what we're doing. I'm basically just showing how to start applying textures and painting in Blender. There we go. All right, let me see how it looks. All right. Obviously, I would like to add a lot more detail. Like all of this looks very cool. Even though this is not the reference photo I started off with. I was actually using this one. But because it crashed, it went back to the other one. But I like how this looks. I like that. It's a bit more cool. And of course I can make it more rough, less rough. I can change the emission a bit. If I want to. Maybe it actually looks better like this. Yeah, I think so. Sheet and code, you can use that if you want to. Code is more, think of wax on a car. And sheen, think of silk. Like the kind of reflection silk will give. Yeah. And emission is like, yeah, glow. It works best if you have some kind of mask for it. Because otherwise it's gonna be like just ruining the color of your item, right? But yeah, that's basically how texturing works. Again, make a model or download a model. UV wrap it. You can click A, and you can click U, and you can auto wrap. Smart UV project. It's gonna wrap it automatically. Then you wanna go into texture paint. You wanna make your own new color up here. Add. And if you wanna apply some kind of normal map or change the roughness to a default, you can just add in notes here with stuff you download from the internet. So that is basically it. Right? And then it's just about being creative and making something that looks cool. This is not my favorite, but it's okay for now. I would like more details, but that takes time. And because it crashed, and I don't want to waste too much time here, I'll let you guys imagine that. Usually also, I don't use Blender for texturing. I use something called Substance Painter, which we use here at CADA. It's very, very good at making realistic textures. So I more make my own kind of normal maps and stuff like that to make it realistic. You can also paint with it. It's a very good tool, and you can do layers, which we have not gone through it. That's how I would make like the difference on the blade here, by having several layers. But that's a whole other beast, right? Yeah. So this is it, guys. Hope it makes sense. Of course, I didn't paint the other side. Doesn't really matter. All right. If you follow along and you play with it or actually make something that looks cool, contrary to mine, please upload it to the Discord. I'll be happy to look at it and give some feedback. I'm better at understanding it than doing it myself, so I can definitely help you out if you have something you want to get better at. Otherwise, make sure you join the bootcamps on Wednesdays. On Wednesday, Owner will do his last stream with sculpting, and then I will start with modeling Wednesday the 3rd of June, and we'll go crazy with that. Tomorrow I have I'm gonna do an animation stream to practice that as well. Get comfortable with it, and it's again for beginners, so you can always join in and play around with animation. That's my personal favorite of anything you can do in 3D. So look very much forward to doing that a lot more. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you next time.